Hey there, history enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into one of the most amazing stories in the Bible, the account of Lazarus, the man who came back from the dead. This epic moment is full of suspense, emotion, and a miracle that left everyone in awe. If you think you've seen incredible stories, wait until you hear this one. So get ready, because this narrative will touch your heart. Imagine a peaceful and welcoming village called Bethany. Just a few miles from Jerusalem, it was a simple place where everyone knew each other by name. Sharing their lives like one big family, there lived a man named Lazarus, along with his sisters Martha and Mary. But Lazarus wasn't just any ordinary resident. He and his sisters were close friends of Jesus. Think about it. Jesus Christ, the Son of God himself, had human friends with whom he laughed, talked, and spent time. Martha was practical, always concerned with serving well. Mary, more contemplative, loved listening to Jesus' words. And Lazarus, just an ordinary guy, living his routine, without knowing that his life and death would become one of the greatest testimonies in history. Everything was going well until something unexpected happened. No, Lazarus fell seriously ill. No one knows exactly what his illness was, but it was so severe that Martha and Mary became desperate. They knew Jesus had healed so many people, paralytics, the blind, the lepers. So why not their dear friend? Without wasting time, they sent an urgent message. Lord, the one you love is sick. They didn't make a direct request, but made it clear they were counting on him. Jesus was their hope, and it seemed obvious that he would come right away to save him. But here comes the surprise. Jesus didn't go right away. Instead of rushing to Bethany, he told his disciples, "This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God." And he stayed where he was for 2 more days. 2 days! Meanwhile, Lazarus got worse. Martha and Mary kept looking down the road, waiting for Jesus to arrive. But nothing. Time passed, and then the inevitable happened. Lazarus died. The house was filled with mourning. Friends and neighbors came to comfort the sisters. Lazarus' body was prepared and placed in a tomb, sealed with a large stone. And now it was too late. 4 days later, Jesus finally arrived in Bethany. When Martha heard that he was coming, she ran to meet him. Imagine the mix of emotions inside her: sadness, frustration, hope. She couldn't hold back. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Can you feel the weight of those words? It's like she was saying, "Jesus, why did you take so long? Where were you when we needed you most?" But Jesus looked at her and replied with something that would change everything. "Your brother will rise again." Martha thought he was talking about the resurrection on the last day, a common belief among the Jews. But Jesus went beyond that. "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live." Wow. This was one of the deepest moments of Jesus' ministry. He wasn't just talking about the future, but about to use the power he had right then and there. Mary, hearing that Jesus was there, also ran to him and fell at his feet, crying, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died." And then something extraordinary happened. Jesus wept. That's right. The Son of God himself, who knew he was about to raise Lazarus in just a few moments, felt the pain of the moment. He wasn't indifferent to the sisters' grief. He was moved, showing he understands human suffering. Jesus then walked to the tomb. A crowd followed him. He asked for the stone that sealed the cave to be removed. Martha hesitated. "Lord, it's been 4 days. The smell will be terrible." But Jesus insisted. The stone was rolled away. The crowd held its breath. What would he do? Jesus lifted his eyes to heaven and prayed. And then, with a powerful voice, he declared, "Lazarus, come forth." Silence filled the air. Everyone waited. And then, from the dark cave, something moved. Eyes widened. People looked at each other in disbelief. Lazarus came out. Still wrapped in burial cloths, he walked out of the tomb. He was alive. The crowd erupted in astonished cries and joy. Martha and Mary were crying, this time tears of happiness. Death was defeated before everyone's eyes. This was one of the most impactful miracles of Jesus. Many came to believe in him, but the religious leaders saw this as a threat. This event was one of the key reasons leading to Jesus' crucifixion, because now his power was undeniable. And what about Lazarus? After being resurrected, his life was never the same. The man who died and came back became a living proof of God's power. Many came to see him just to confirm that it was real. The story of Lazarus is not just about an incredible miracle. It's about faith, waiting, and trust. Even when it seems like God is taking too long, he is in control. Jesus didn't delay. He had a bigger purpose. Sometimes we think he has forgotten us, but he is preparing something much greater. Death is not the end. For those who believe, there is hope beyond this world. And Jesus cares about our pain. He wept for Lazarus, showing he understands our struggles and suffers with us. This story teaches us that God works beyond our understanding. Even in the hardest moments, when everything seems lost, he has a greater and perfect plan. Our faith shouldn't depend just on circumstances, but on the certainty that God never fails. And God works our trust. Believe in the impossible and wait on the Lord. So what did you think of this epic story? And if you liked it, leave your comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next chapter of the story. See you soon!